Speaking of jokes, the joke being me. Hello, welcome to Sound and Fairy Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of Engines of Reason by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a book coming out September 1st, 2026. It's a sci-fi from Tor.com. I received this arc from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. Before I get into it, this is the sequel to Elder Race, so you do need to have read that first. So there are spoilers for the first book in this review, but not for Engines of Reason. I do have a recent review of Elder Race in my videos if you want to check that out. Bypassing its predecessor, Engines of Reason puts the action, story, and characters of Elder Race into top gear. What is it about? On a planet where stories govern identity, where science and magic are merely point of view, a fallen princess, a reluctant wizard, and a precocious child must unravel the past to shape the future. Betrayal, ancient myths, and the clash of worlds converge in this spellbinding tale of courage, friendship, and self-discovery. That was very vague. If you have read Elder Race, this story takes place 15 or so years after that story, continuing the tale of Nier and Lyn. While I enjoyed Elder Race, it didn't blow me away. But this book I found way more compelling. I was hooked with this one somewhat because I'm a slut for romance, and there was a hint of it here, like the barest hint, but I took that and I swam for my shipping barge with it. But mainly because the story is tighter, the tech magical components were more detailed. It, especially the demon, was too vague in Elder Race for me, and the stakes were higher. I also love the political aspect that was very minor in the first book. In fact, half the plot of this book is motivated by politics, which I won't get into due to spoilers, but it harkens back to the prime directive idea of the first book, where Nier was supposed to remain an aloof anthropologist who only intervened when the people started using what I'll call anachronistic tech. I mean, that's not even all of it. There's also just the politics of the region, but that ties into it heavily. The book builds on the ideas of the first one, but doesn't belabor them. We learn a bit more about the naming conventions, and I thought that was a great world-building touch. But where we get the most detail and the most fun is the tech elements that are so high-level, fast-moving, and modded to the body that they feel like magic. I mentioned this in my Elder Race review too, but a major theme of both these books is Arthur C. Clarke's third law of sci-fi. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. This book plays with it in two ways, showing how this can be so, but also in Nier's attempts to explain it as science when it seems like magic to the population. The concepts in these books are meaty, reminding me of the more kind of conceptual or highbrow, if that's not too pretentious, classic sci-fi, like Asimov or Michael Stanwyck. The characters are a bit tighter in this book too. They can't carry the story alone, but they had a bit more meat on their bones than in Elder Race. Lyn, perhaps for being older, is more relatable. And don't worry, the precocious child that you heard about is not annoying. She's actually very cute, and she's not really in the story that much. We also get more Esha. Geez, Adrian, everyone has the hots for her. Maybe give her a book to herself and give her a girlfriend. You can name her Tina, that'd be fine. Speaking of jokes, the joke being me, another reason I thought this was a step above Elder Race was how funny it was. In Elder Race, Nier was a sort of like sad sack. In this one, he leans fully into being a surly old man, so his bemoaning becomes self-deprecating humor, and there are other lines that are really entertaining. Now, this is an arc, so these lines may be altered or removed in the final, but here are the two that I really loved. I had to throw my hands up and take it on faith, so to speak, that what was going on was science. And fanciest weapons Sandra ever saw in the hands of a woman with no depth perception. Overall, I actually have a lot to say about this novella. There's a lot packed into this little book. If you loved Elder Race, or even just kind of enjoyed it and were curious how the second one goes, I would say the second one is fantastic. You'll really enjoy it. If you haven't read Elder Race and for some reason watched this whole review, you should check that out first and then read this, I guess. Thank you so much to Tor.com and to NetGalley for the e-arc. I really appreciated it.